Explaining cash flow finance through an airplane analogy. Cash flow finance is often described as an accelerant for business. While that's not wrong, it doesn't fully explain when, how, and why to use it, nor does it differentiate it from a loan. To make it clearer, I've created a new analogy that I believe better illustrates how cash flow finance works, when to use it, and how it compares to a loan. Think of your business as an airplane. Thrust, the power behind your cash flow. For an airplane to stay in flight, it needs thrust, the force generated by the engines that propels the plane forward against the resistance of the air. Imagine the plane cruising at a steady altitude. The balance between thrust and a headwind allows the plane to maintain its speed and altitude. In this analogy, the headwind represents your business's cash flow, receivables coming in and payables going out. The thrust is your ability to control and manage that cash flow, in other words, your cash conversion cycle. The throttle in the cockpit is your control over the inflow and outflow of cash. Increasing thrust speeds up the inflow of cash, while decreasing it slows the flow. Fuel, the role of working capital. Now, let's look at working capital, the fuel in your aircraft. The more fuel you have, the further you can fly. However, on its own, fuel doesn't change the plane's speed or altitude, it just determines how long you can stay in the air. Similarly, your working capital provides your business with the resources to keep operating, but it doesn't inherently improve cash flow. This fuel typically comes from loans. Any finance option described as a loan, even if it's labeled a cash flow loan, is still just a loan. The term cash flow is often used to make it sound like it will solve cash flow problems, but in reality, it's just marketing. When you take out a loan, you're adding fuel to your business. But unlike aviation fuel, which burns away in flight, the financial burden of a loan stays with you. You carry this weight on your balance sheet as debt, and there's only so much debt you can take on before it becomes unsustainable. The need for more thrust to grow. Now imagine your business is cruising along, and you spot an opportunity to grow to fly higher or faster. To do this, you need more thrust. To increase your business's turnover, you need cash to come in faster, not just more fuel, working capital. A loan might give you more fuel, but it won't speed up the rate at which cash flows into your business. Cash flow finance is what allows you to speed up your cash cycle. It helps you get paid faster so you can reinvest more quickly into new projects, contracts, or job opportunities. Essentially, each dollar of working capital becomes more productive, generating greater profits over a shorter time. No loan will ever do this. Navigating turbulence. How to use cash flow finance versus loans. Now, let's consider turbulence. Maybe a key customer is late on their payment, or an unexpected bill throws your budget off track. Depending on the situation, you might either choose a long, slow detour, adding more fuel, or a fast, decisive move to power through it, increasing thrust. A loan is like a slow detour. It buys you time but increases your financial burden. It's like adding fuel to your plane. You can take the detour this time, but what if you need another detour later? With the debt burden of a loan, you may not be able to detour around the next turbulence. A cash flow solution, on the other hand, provides quick funds to help you push through the turbulence without adding long-term debt. When to avoid more thrust. However, there are times when you shouldn't add more thrust. For example, if your business is shrinking, perhaps you've lost customers or your profitability has dropped, then increasing cash flow won't solve the root problem. In fact, it might lead to a crash. During times of decline, you need to reduce thrust, not increase it. Unfortunately, some financiers will encourage businesses to use cash flow solutions when it's not appropriate. Some financiers even contractually require you to use them. Examples are whole-of-book facilities that lock you into contracts that benefit them, not you. If your business is in a downturn, try to avoid or minimize cash flow solutions. Instead, focus on stabilizing your business and regaining control before considering any financial solutions. Determining whether you need fuel or thrust. So how can you tell whether you need more fuel or more thrust? First, assess your current situation. Is your business profitable after all expenses? What is your current cash position? How consistent are your receivables patterns? Are cash flow issues causing delays or reducing productivity? If your business is stalling because customers are slow to pay, or you're facing cash flow challenges, a cash flow solution could help speed up your receivables and unlock greater profitability.